the late as fuck. Well, what else is there? Admit it, you're stuck, but Mr. Nailsin don't care. Behold Mr. Nailsin's art. Hear what has to say from the very start. Watch Mr. Nailsin draw, and listen to him tell his tales, and see what you saw. All whistles and bells. Behold Mr. Nailsin's art. Hear what has to say from the very start. Behold Mr. Nailsin's art. Hear what has to say.
You see, even with all this, this is kind of nice, but I forgot to unmute the microphone. So, as I was saying, hey, like what I did with the place? Well, don't get used to it, because I just sort of accidentally managed to make this happen. It'll probably go back to its crappy standards in the future. But nevertheless, I was feeling pretty bad from lack of sleep, but I got a nap in between Doomcock's shows and Pat Dixon's show. So they were all caught up, but long overdue. I've done this before, and I did quite a few on my locals where I just do a tour of the Photoshop work, and done, I don't know how many. If I had, let's say, a dime for all the Photoshops I've done for the Anthony Cumia show, wow, I'd be a thousandaire. Anyway, it's a lot. And so I just looked into the current folder I have, which has a lot more from last year in it. I think I did do a live stream on some of the Halloween ones. I can't remember. But nevertheless, that's what I'm going to do. I'll take you on a little tour through those images. There's a couple of cartoons in there as well, so we'll, take a look at that. I made a special folder and everything for it, which includes the thumbnail for the show. But so we'll get through that too. How about that? And that's the deal. That's the deal. So, looks like someone's talking to me. Yeah, I know. I was muted, but this time I figured it out that I had the microphone actually muted. At least I hope that's the case. Damn it! Let me check. Oh God! Don't tell me. Not again. Ah, there I can hear. It appears to be working. Whew, whew. Jackie says reporting for duty. Duty. Nodak from Bismarck says hit the like button, and he's right. It's called the like button, but in some ways it should be called the hit button, because you're supposed to hit it. All right, if you don't want to sound, violent or whatnot, and then I suppose push it. But even pushing can be pushy, therefore intimidating, possibly violent. Especially if it's in front of an oncoming bus or train or something like that. So I suppose touch it. That's kind of perverse almost. Or press it. Look, we'll go with hit it. Some people say smash. Maybe that's a little too much. That's the same thing. Anyway, you know the deal. So do it. Yes, Jackie, I was muted. Jackie says you're muted again. Jackie says, sorry to shout. Ha ha. Jackie says, Doug, this will sound random, but you have a great head of thick hair. Most men would kill to do that. You mean to have it? I would kill to grow this hair. Interestingly enough, it's not as thick as it used to be. Yeah, used to have like a David Hasselhoff fro. Those were the days. Back in my years when I was a private investigator and part-time lifeguard. Jackie, again, I hope you're using a pirate's copy or otherwise avoided enriching Adobe. Well, I won't tell. It's an old version of Photoshop. They've changed things since then, but I'm good. I'm good with what it is. Jackie says, we can hear you. Well, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Spurg Snake, I hear you, boss. Well, all right, then. You're, what did it say? Oh, yeah. Why? Okay, I get you. Jackie, tap it? Oh yeah, I suppose the button that shows your appreciation and that you have some affection for this particular program could be referred to as tapping the button. It's not a real button. It doesn't really exist except for your mouse or what have you, or your finger on your phone. That's about it. So even that, if you're somewhat concerned about the intimidating nature of the language, don't worry. None of it's real. But your affection is, and that's how you show it. And believe me, I appreciate it. Spurg Snake says, gently cradle the like button. Well, let's not get crazy. Jackie, destroy the like button. Well, now, all right. Now, if you destroy it, then you can't do it again, tomorrow night or what have you. No, that tap the like button. Yeah. So I guess maybe tap goes, Jackie, women's hair gets thinner as we age too. It's devastating. Well, I can imagine. I mean, for men, we kind of think it's probably going to happen. So far, at 54, I'm doing all right. Of course, a lot of times baldness really begins in the younger years. Those guys, even towards the end of their teenage years, some of them, especially like the chrome dome and stuff. Those guys, that's not because they got old. I guess because it manifests genetically at a certain age. So technically, but they're not really that old, but bald. I don't know. And it's a strange thing. Why bald on the top of the head? I mean, what about like body hair falling out or something like that? I mean, what was the purpose anyway? I mean, at least hair on the head, you could think gives you some sort of protection from the solar irradiation that we're bombarded with on a daily basis. And yet you lose it, Strange. Actually, the body hair tends to increase, doesn't it, in some cases? Weird. I don't know. I guess after Judgment Day, those are one of the questions we can ask God about, provided we get the chance, and say, what's that all about? And he's like, what? Pell-El, hey, everyone. Hey, Pell-El. Nodak from Bismarck. LOL. Just saw that you already sawed that Jackie. My mistake. I sawed Jackie? Nodak salutes Pell. Pell says, Nodak. See, he saw that salute. Jackie says, hi, Pell. Hope your shop went well today. Spurg Snake salutes Pell and salutes Nodak. Spurg Snake says hello to Jackie. Jackie says likes would go up across the entire internet if tapping like gave force feedback. It's a little buzz. Yeah. Fellow, hey, Jackie, that was plaidcore, I think, but I did go shopping motivated by our discussion. I bought 2 dozen eggs, LOL. Yes, last night. Got on the, probably because I was complaining about my diabetic numbers. Numbers pretty good today. I mean, go figure. But Jackie had all kinds of culinary tips, a lot of detail and stuff, went on and on and on. So, I did read a good bit of it. So if you go back to yesterday's stream, if you want to catch up, then you'll be all caught up. Pell hey, Spurg. Jackie saying hi to Nodak and everybody. Jackie says, Pell, sorry for my confusion. Glad you got your egg on. It sounds like he had 2 dozen. Jackie Pell. Oh, sorry, I did that one. Nodak, hello, all here now, and anyone who joins midstream. It could happen. It has been known to happen on occasion. Jackie, body hair multiplies as the hair on the head disappears. Life is cruel, isn't it? Because, as far as I know, is anyone really a fan of body hair? I mean, it's there, I mean, a man is supposed to have hairy chest, so there's that. Women are not allowed hair on the chest. Get rid of it. But, legs, armpits, all that stuff. And it's like the armpits. What's it there for? Do the armpits need some sort of protection? I don't know. Again, one of those cosmic questions that can only be asked after Judgment Day, provided you survive the judgment. Will you make the cut? Pell at Jackie, LOL, I'm eating veg fried rice. Oh, yeah. So, no pork in there, huh? From Stop and Shop. Is that like a convenience store with fried rice? Wow. Normally it's just like, sausages, maybe a burrito. It has eggs in it. Fancy. It's delicious. And egg rolls are just the best. Spurg Snake, my hair is retreating from my head down my back. Good Lord. I wonder, like the hair transplants, and they take it from the back of your head to kind of fill in the empty spots and that sort of thing. But I don't know if you can use back hair or perhaps pubes. Boy, that would look weird, huh? Jackie Pell sounds good. It's amazing how much difference a few drops of sesame oil can make to something like fried rice. Big fan. Jackie, glad your numbers were better today, Doug. I'm going to try to restrain my fingers tonight. Yeah, you wrote a book last night. Spurg Snake. Doug, did I hear you say culinary correct? Did I say it culinary? Because it's cool. Did I say culinary? I can't remember. Spurg Snake. I said right that was Spurg Snake like cuticle. Oh yeah. I mean, I guess that's going to get us started on fingernails and whatnot. Pell armpit hair is scientifically proven to hold the stink in. Oh, for the pheromones and stuff. I really turned on by your stink. Jackie, if you're attracted to a guy, him having body hair is better than not. Oh, wow, really? Bare-bodied men just seem rather feminine. Well, yes. Going through the trouble and being concerned with it. I just don't feel my beautiful self until I shave from head to toe. Well, not my head. No offense to any smoothies in chat. Well, there could be naturally smooth, just not a whole lot of chest hair happened, I guess. I have a lot of it. Pell Stop and Shop is a New England Kruger's. Well, I'm not familiar with Kruger's. Caddy Thorogood. Stop and Shop turned into a giant eagle in Ohio. Wow. That's incredible. Is that on video? I mean, a whole like convenience store just suddenly transforms into an eagle and flies away. That would be an astounding thing to see. Jackie, Stop and Shop is in the New York tri-state too. See, that's like I didn't know anything about Wawa or Come and Go because we don't have those. We used to have 7-Eleven, but not anymore. I'm sure they're around somewhere in Louisiana. But for the most part, those were all bought out and replaced by Circle K. Then there's Grab and Go, but it's spelled go like the Cajuns do because, you know, we're Louisiana. Nodak says smoothies, LOL. Jackie says, Pell, that's right. The odor-causing bacteria lives in on the hair. So you're only going to smell good when you're completely shaven. Yeah. Caddy Thorogood, is this on YouTube? It is. It's supposed to be. Let me make sure. I sent it over there. Damn you. It says it is. Yeah, it's supposed to be there on the YouTube. Jackie again. I once dated a competitive cyclist and they all have shaved legs I could barely tolerate. I mean, here he is. He's this athlete, you know, but he has smooth legs like a woman. LOL, Stop and Shop equals supermarket. Oh, so it's not a convenience store. It's, but it sounds like one, you know, it sounds like, hey, Stop and Shop, then beat it, you know, that kind of thing. Nodak, Wawa is Anne Frank's favorite store. What? Not following. Jackie, people treat Wawa like a religion. Pro tip, Quick Stop has the cleanest public bathrooms. They pride themselves on it. Great place for a pit stop. Oh, that's good to know. Still, I mean, unless it's you absolutely have to and it's an emergency or something, never take number 2 in a public restaurant. Oh, wait. Women have to sit down. Yeah. I mean, there's all kind of risks out there, you know. Jackie Dodek, IDGI. Well, anyway, there we go. I might as well get started on what this is supposed to be all about. But first, oh yeah, let me go ahead and put the, the super tip thingamajig in the chat. So there you go. It should be in there. Did it go? Oh, there it is. Thanks. All right. And of course, no, I have not figured out the audio. I mean, I can go ahead and hit. I haven't done anything, so nothing will change. Oh, where is it? I gotta do that. That should show it. There it is. Yeah, see, I can hear it, but you can't. So there we go. But text tips you can send, and they'll show up here on the screen right under. Well, maybe not under me. Well, I'll get to them after I've done the tour. How about that? and they'll be displayed. All right, let's go to our tour. See, look at that. See that? Yeah, that's it. It's just the little photo viewer thing. So, and right off the bat, a little animated thing I sent over to the show. Actually, this might be from 2023. I mean, 2023. I need to get this stuff organized. But it's a depiction of Anthony Cumia's attitude towards New York City before he moved, completely and totally to South Carolina. And so I thought I would capture that in this scene from the old Anthony Cumia show background. So, there you go. See, there's Anthony. And these are the sights and sounds of New York City that one would experience, from time to time. It's like, hey, why would you leave? Oh, Oh, I think we see here. Hey, remember the girls in the green tights on the bus dancing around? Yeah, I do. So I did a cartoon of them. They were these the green girl dancers were also featured in a New York Post stories on Pat Dixon's crime report, New York City crime report, over at censored now compound censored.tv. You're going to want to head over there and subscribe and use that promo code PAT. Yes, by a staggering coincidence, it's also the same spelling as Pat's name. Imagine that. Anyway, the film Dune came out, and boy, this is because the sequel already came too. Wow, how old is this? This might be 2023. So, boy, basically three different years here because I have some of the 2025 images as well. But anyway, so there's Anthony as, I guess, Paul Atreides being stalked by the sandworm. And boy, oh boy, what does that make you think of? Anthony looks nervous. And perhaps it should be. So basically, I had the artificial background. Yes, it turns out it wasn't real of the Cumia show, and eliminated the New York City scene in the background so that I could put whatever I wanted. So I put like outer space stuff. I put a sand dune in there, and then went and got one of the giant sandworms from Din and put it in there, stalking Anthony. But if he's Paul Atreides, they get along. Paul can he can talk to the worms. Yeah. So here's a cool scene. That's Anthony's house from some photo he posted, on Twitter, I believe. And here he is just hanging out like a Marlboro man. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Found this on some image, cut it out, put Anthony's face in there. Because, I thought it was funny. Greta was protesting something, probably Israel over the Hamas war and all that crap. But then there's Anthony. He's always been something of an admirer. And look, she's wearing an Anthony Cumia Show t-shirt. Isn't that nice? There you go. There you go. And here's Anthony. Like, oh, look at that. Wow. He said, because while he was there, he didn't fully catch that. But here he is, surprised. Wow. Greta's a fan. Here's Anthony just, playing with toys like he likes to, guns and whatnot. Actually photoshopped him on Henry Cavill from the movie, damn it. I saw it and actually liked it. And now the extremely ungentlemanly warfare, based on a true story. So there he is, having fun doing that. Here's Anthony Cumia. I think this was a theme on James Bond imagery, but this is the original Casino Royale adaptation starring David Niven. But I put Anthony in there. And oh, look, all the ladies who like guns too. And Anthony's just having a lovely time meeting and greeting all the girls. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Here he is from Fallout. I keep forgetting. I only watched the first episode and I thought, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then I never bothered to check back. I got to catch up on it. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know, the microphone and stuff. I thought, hey, this is cool. And put Anthony and I think Kyle MacLachlan's role there. The Boys was on. I didn't know it would go really bad at the time. So I thought, hey, I'll make Anthony a Homelander. Here's, that chick and the other one too. They're all hanging out with Anthony. Looks like fun. Yeah, I'll bet. Then I don't know. I got on this stuff like images of perhaps a paranormal investigator type thing. So you got a, conspiracy map around, and then went and found a hand fixed up a photograph. And this one isn't AI. This is actually some photograph. I forget what it was from or what the hell's going on here. I guess it's supposed to be the devil or Batman with these two, I guess, naked girls with their hair so long. It's like a dress. So I needed the border of the photograph, so I had to make that, and I kind of aged it with some discoloration. But it's evidence of this creature seducing these waifs, and so. But wait, oh my God, it's Anthony! Oh no! So it's black and white, but I guess in color he'd be all red. So there's Anthony from that movie that came and went and was better forgotten because it's another one of those Spider-Man movies that didn't have Spider-Man in it. So that was it for that. And so I did put Anthony in Craven the Hunter, who apparently didn't like to hunt in the movie. I guess he hunted people. Look, there's all these skulls everywhere. And but Anthony was gracious enough to pose for this, and I greatly appreciate it. And who knew? Six-pack. That almost looks like robot abs. I mean, what's going on there? But anyway, thanks, Anthony. That was nice. Oh boy, the historical imagery. Back when Anthony and Gavin thought, hey, we'll get into the security business. Well, yeah, they're going to stick with, podcasting. And of course, one of Anthony's heroes, Dr. Smith from Lost in Space. he does a really great Dr. Smith voice, And there he is hanging out with the robot and, just having a good time there, Here, Anthony at some absurd circus, and oh no, knives are being thrown at him. And he's like, hey, what the hell? I think, I had to create the background, all this type of, I forget where the guy came from. I think, was it already there's some of these I had to do. Anyway, I think the target and stuff was, that was all together, but all this, I think I forget. So Anthony saw these girls swimming in their underwear and he thought, I got to take a look at this, brought his phone and everything. So there they are, and well, who could blame him? I wouldn't. Oh, I forgot. I prepared this little musical track for it. Sorry, I just I'm not professional, even though I proclaim it all the time. Well, I fixed it now, so now I can. I'm a professional. So here's I forget who this woman is. I think she had something to do with NASA or something. There was some news item at the time. And oh boy, they had all kind of problems and they couldn't save those astronauts trapped in space. So basically, but NASA was pushing DEI, and diversity is our strength and stuff. But oh boy, when it came to the actual physicality and practical elements of going into space and getting your astronauts from being stuck up there floating around, boy, they just couldn't deliver. So Elon Musk had to come in with his rocket to bring them home. Yeah. I'm already forgetting who she was, but we might as well. So here's Anthony and Gavin. And so Gavin is sort of dressed up like Tom Selleck's Magnum PI private investigator, And oh no, there's been a murder. That's a dead body under the sheet, all in this, sleazy motel. And of course, Anthony is Columbo. So he's, one more thing, and that sort of thing. And there you go. It's a nice little shot for their Wednesday show. Of course, you can see the flash when I took the picture. That's embarrassing. Well, here's Anthony as a mechanic dealing with this woman's car. And he's thinking, hey, I got a shot at this. But she says, do not enter. Oh, damn it. He's like, That's life, isn't it? It sure is. And here's some Pulp Fiction cover art of Doc Savage. And I had to change it up a bit to spread it out to fit the sort of, the rectangular letterbox element of the art. So spread out the background over here and that kind of thing. But basically, I don't know, some witch doctor is sicking these snakes onto Anthony as Doc Savage. So there's Anthony's like, nah! And he's wrestling that snake. And that snake's, I'm going to get you. And he pretty much already has. But I don't know. He's super strong and stuff. So he'll be able to, I guess, break the snake's neck or something. So, oh boy, getting into probably October. So I look for a bunch of Halloween-themed horror imagery. And so Anthony is, I guess, at home, and one of these ghosts from like The Ring or something like that shows up, and he looks concerned, and probably should be. This is another one that was, I think, an advertisement. I don't even know. I think that the city part was a part of this, and it was some dude checking this girl. Lacing up her shoes, and he's like, look at that. So I put Anthony in there, of course. Once again, his house in the background. I don't know, I just did. It wouldn't look like that. It's not that big. But there's the lovely lady. Yeah. And classic cars. Oh, wow. Man, did I not know this? That was a police car. You see the two right in? I just found that. Whoa. Anyway, once again, I think this is Lost in Space as well. Wow, check out that snazzy outfit. Huh? So there's Anthony as the character, with his golden ray gun and, I don't know, paper mache plants or whatnot. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something there, but I got rid of it, and you kind of smudge it around, blur it out, and there he is, like, yeah, I'm Astro Anthony. So it all works out. Here he is. Speaking of science fiction, here he is as Haywood Floyd from 2001, A Space Odyssey. He was the guy in charge of all that. And they found that black rectangle on the moon, and it started squealing, and it really blew out their earbuds. They're like, ow! So they decided to send, the Discovery ship over to Jupiter because they said, hey, it's sending a signal to another black rectangle. Go figure out what that's all about. So here's Anthony in the role saying, yeah, go do that. So there he is. And all this snazzy furniture. Turns out Anthony has some of this, so he graciously dressed up and posed, and boy, he really fits the whole thing. It's nice. Here we go again. Some more. These were all done with AI, with the exception of the Photoshop treatment that I did, to fix it, because AI is just, not in my league. So photoshopped Anthony onto this guy. And it's, how Anthony loves kitty cats. So I thought, he might be the type of guy who may or may not have invented a cat robot. So there you go. And then did this compound sensor background. I need to make use of that again. It comes in handy sometimes. And here's another one where I guess old photographs of Anthony and Gavin McInnes having discovered an actual dragon. I mean, there it is. Pictures don't lie. We never talk about this, though. One wonders what happened. Here's Anthony. His other thing he's fond of, girls. So he made a robot one. There he is in his lab. And he's like, yep, I can make that better. So, again, photos don't lie. Well, here's Anthony and Gavin McInnes getting together to do a musical. Guys and Dolls, I believe. And they're the guys, and these are the dolls. See? Pretty much explains itself. Here, Anthony, I guess he was seeing something on his monitor was off at the time. I forget exactly what the deal was. And he was saying, am I going to see my hand come out on the other end of the image here? And so I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I photoshopped it to make it look like that? So, of course. So I had to go and find a hand, and none of the hands were what I wanted it to be. But there was one holding this key. So it makes no real sense at all. But I got it and put it in there like he's, I don't know, scratching his own ear. His hand comes out through the wormhole and out the other end, able to scratch his ear like that. Yeah. Hey, the skills and talent this guy has, plus the access to technology unknown to the average man. So here's Anthony. I think the Rings of Power was afoot, or something of that nature. I forget why I decided, hey, I'll do Lord of the Rings stuff with Anthony. And so there he is as Elrond, from the movie, not the stupid show. And he's got a miniature Tower of Sauron in the eye looking at it. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all, but of course, then again, this kind of looks like if he was really heavily into Lord of the Rings, he would have the costume, all that stuff, and he's sitting around in it. And then, of course, he would have the toy play set of the tower. Well, the little light comes on, and look at that. He would. Boy, they kind of skip around. Here he is as Julius Caesar. Now, this one, I found this, I guess on Pinterest or whatever, and it was sort of like a bust, but it was all well colored and everything of Julius Caesar. I believe it was Caesar. It might have been one of the, the emperors or what have you. And decided, I'll put Anthony in it. But it wasn't complete, as the arms just were barely there. So I had to go find arms, stick them in there. So I got it like he's showing off. He said, yeah, look at me. And then had to add one here. And what do you know? It all worked out. So there's Anthony Caesar. Here's a little cool happening guys who are juggling with a boombox like background for their show Compound Censored Wednesdays, and it's Anthony and Gavin. Yeah. Another Halloween image. Anthony as Frankenstein, the Frankenstein monster, as it were. And boy, I tell you, once again, what a trooper Anthony is, because the makeup took a while. He had to sit there in the chair, but we got it done. The bolts kept falling off, but we had to hurry up, snap the shot before they fell off again. But God bless him. He put up with it, and it all worked out, and we got this cool image. And the jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, the jack-o'-lantern. Because, it was Halloween. This was a show, I'm already forgetting what it was. Some kind of, I think it was a Netflix thing. Anthony watched it, and I think he had to give up on it because he realized it was stupid. And I guess it was another one of these shows that wanted to be lost, and it's some town that people can't remember how they got to, or some crap like that. So I put the smoke monster in there. And then you got, I think that's the guy from Lost, he was always worried about Walt, his son, but it's weird because the trees are upside down from the sky. But what is it? It's a mouth. It's consuming them. Are they all dead? And this is purgatory, and that's the big reveal. So anyway, I put Anthony in there too. Look, there he is. Like, yeah, I'm stuck here too. Anyway, not for long. I think he quit the show. So it's stupid. But back to Lord of the Rings. There's Anthony as Gandalf. I found the staff, but it didn't have the little rock in it. So I just put a little glowy thing there to look like, hey, his magic stars are working and all that good stuff. Well, here's an image. Hey, what if Anthony and Gavin switched studios? So it's Gavin. He's just, sitting there in Ant's chair. Yeah. Well, Deadpool and Wolverine came along, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Gavin and Anthony were, Deadpool and Wolverine, and here they are. Yeah. Boy, I tell you, their heads fit like a glove in there because they dressed up in the suits. Yes, very gracious once again to pose for this image. I really appreciated them taking the time. But man, getting these giant Sentinel robots in the background, boy, did that take work. All the palms I had to grease and everything. But got it done. There it is. And I guess it was all worth it, It was cool. Another favorite film. Anthony is quite the connoisseur of pop culture, and this includes movies, and quite a few. Jaws, of course, Godfather, so on and so forth. And another one that might not be as well known as those two is Hardcore, where George C. Scott plays a father trying to find his daughter who ran away from home. Turns out she fell into the dark and seedy world of pornography. Do you remember the scene where the private investigator is showing him the movie in which his daughter is getting reamed out by, a couple of dudes? And he's like, turn it off! Turn it off! So, yeah, that movie, if it rings a bell. So, this was George C. Scott in the role, but I put Anthony in it. So, there's Anthony with, can you believe this? And here's some broad that he had to question to see if she could figure out where his daughter ended up, because hey, she's just like his daughter. Where did she go wrong too? Same thing, got mad, ran away like an idiot, ended up in porn. Well, here's Anthony running away from Godzilla and King Kong. Looks like they've invaded his property, and but what are you gonna do? Tell them to leave? That ain't gonna work. Now Anthony's doing the right thing, running away. And geez, that's fear, And so yeah, it's okay. They didn't mess up anything too bad, so it all worked out. This is an image that I ended up using for the thumbnail here, and it's just a collection of a bunch of photoshopped images of Anthony that I used over the years and could use again. They're ready made to go. So there's Anthony as a cowboy gambler. There's Anthony as a judge. Anthony as a doctor. Anthony as, I guess, Cupid. Anthony as another cowboy guy. Anthony, dancing. Tuxedo Anthony. Buzz Lightyear Anthony. Bruce Lee Anthony. Peter Pan Anthony. And Chinese Anthony. Oh, yes. Columbo Anthony, of course, you met him earlier. And I don't know, game show host or Century 21 real estate guy Anthony. And then another private investigator detective type Anthony. And he's inspecting things. So there you go, all on stage. And boy, do these come in handy from time to time. Here's Green Lantern Anthony. Now, yes, just some amount, I won't reveal all, of Photoshop was used. I can't remember why. I think I was on a theme of Anthony as different superheroes. So I just decided to do this as, hey, look, it's Anthony as Green Lantern, And there you go. He's got his eyes glow green when he's, activated the ba and there's the ring and stuff, and then put the green tint in the background. So there you go. Here, this is a more recent one of Anthony as the Ant-Man, which probably is the most appropriate superhero for Anthony to have anything, in what's the word? Common with, yes. So here we see Anthony leaping from his shelf where he's little bitty. But as he goes, he's growing, see, because Ant-Man can do that. So there he's going to leap over the chair, and look at that. He's almost full size, not quite. But there he is. See, cool, huh? Yeah. Again, thank you very much for going through the trouble of demonstrating this, Mr. Cumia. Eye of Sauron. Yeah, sometimes, Anthony's got a lot going on. He's a busy man, especially these days. He's got that radio show and everything. So once in a while, not going to be able to do the show. So substitute, stand-ins, hosts, what have you, are going to be needed from time to time. And thankfully, Sauron was available to do the show. And there he is. Yeah. Of course, he won't be returning because there was the problem. I don't know the whole of it, but some words were spoken and it didn't work out. Sauron's that kind of guy, he's very difficult to work with. And, but, he did do one show because look, photos don't lie. Again, Anthony as an emperor. So there he is, parading around before his subjects. And then, well, what else? I know, cartoon eyes for the horsies and a bit of silly mouths for them too, where they're kind of so there you go, cartoon eyes for the horsies. Yeah. And then, of course, another substitute host when Anthony was really busy. President Donald Trump said, "Sure, I'll sit in." And so he did, Now he actually might do it again. That would be nice. So, that was a good show. If you missed it, well, you missed it. And due to technical problems, I hear it was lost. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. That's too bad because most of the shows are archived. Yeah. But I mean, it happened. What are you going to do? Say I'm lying? I mean, photos don't lie. Back to hardcore. So here's Anthony as, I forget this guy, the actor. I remember him doing different shows and stuff. But anyway, Anthony's this guy. And now Gavin is in the George C. Scott role. So they're checking out an adult bookstore, looking at the different movies because, they have to because, he's got to find his daughter. So that's the deal in that image. Again, with hardcore, there was the scene where the father has to pose like he's a producer of porn movies. And so he's looking for the guy who was in the movie with his daughter. So in the hopes that this could be a lead to finding her. So he puts on this wig and mustache and interviews these different guys who, they have to show him their tool that they use at work. And each one does. And that's how he was supposed to say, you can do the movie. Eventually he does find the guy and, attacks him. But again, Anthony was very gracious to pose. This time wasn't as difficult like the Frankenstein makeup and stuff. It was just a wig and a little mustache that stayed on, unlike those bolts, So it all worked out. Here was a theme on utilizing images from great works of art. So here comes God pointing an accusatory finger at Anthony, and he's hiding behind the chair. Oh, that was the episode where God was the guest. Yeah. They got along great. It was fun. They had quite a few laughs. Now, House of the Dragon type stuff. They had some promo where they had an inflatable dragon put up on, was that the Chrysler building? I can't remember. Anyway, so there's that. So I took that image and stuck it in the background here. Anthony as what's his name, the character Doctor Who plays on the show. And then, of course, the throne and little Neo, of course, sitting in the throne. Because of winter weather and stuff, I looked up a bunch of wintry images. And this is from Ice Station Zero with Anthony as Rock Hudson. He doesn't seem to be too impressed about the scenery and whatnot. So, boy, it was really cold that day. I can't remember what this was supposed to be about. So there are detectives from London, or Anthony's the detective, Gavin's the police officer. I think. Can't even remember what inspired this. Of course, there's London in the background. But there you go. And look, it's not easy to find these costumes. We were fortunate. Another Halloween image. So here's, zombies coming out of this barn, and Gavin's already in there. And Anthony, is somewhat upset about this. Oh, yeah, Alvin Bragg. Yeah, these were in the days where they kept bringing up charges against Trump. And, of course, went before Judge Kangaroo. And then, of course, the guy funding it all, Mr. Soros in the background there. Boy, I should have put the Eye of Sauron back there, too. Anyway, there you go. You get the idea. It kind of speaks for itself. Fat Alvin Bragg, his whole campaign was, I'm going to get Trump. And he got him on trial in that kangaroo court. So I guess he can say he lived up to his promise. Another image here. This was an AI image of Captain Kirk. I put it in Anthony Cumia as Captain Kirk, and this it gave me this. But the face looked like a guy who could possibly pass as like a cousin of Anthony's, but he didn't look like Anthony. So I had to fix that, of course, because again, AI is not up to my standards. But the shirt was like all shiny. I don't know. But I mean, like it's leather or something. Anyway, there you go. And they got the badge completely wrong. I don't know what the hell that is about. But in the old days, a lot of different, when Captain Kirk would and the crew would meet another starship, their badges were all different. So it could be one of those. Well, of course, Kevin Brennan used to be on Compound Media with Burning Bridges and stuff. Oh, boy, a lot's happened since then. And somehow, some way, I thought this was an appropriate image. Yeah. So there he is, in the appropriate attire. Well, another Halloween image. Anthony went to answer the door, and what's this? Looks like another, girl from The Ring or Grudge or one of those, Japanese and South Korean inspired horror movies, or it could actually be the one. I can't remember. But there you go. Oh, scary. Yeah, when the fires happened in Los Angeles and stuff, and then this lady was saying that it doesn't matter that she can't carry a large man out of a burning building because he shouldn't have got himself in the position where he would be in a burning building. So it's on him, So if your house catches fire while you're asleep, that's on you. It's not on her. So yeah. You remember that? I bet she wishes you wouldn't. Here's Anthony from one of the Irwin Allen TV shows that I never saw. I think I briefly saw it. I think when I was evacuated from one of the hurricanes, it was on the TV in the hotel. But anyway, Lost in Space and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I saw those and Time Tunnel. but not this one. But anyway, it's people who are really small, and then this crazy scientist, he wants to add them to his collection or whatever. And now he's reaching for his Kool-Aid, but doesn't see them. Oh, boy, they're hiding. Yeah, yeah. So I made Anthony the mad scientist. See, it's fun. Here's another show that I'm going to watch because this one preceded Space 1999, which I did watch. And I never did see UFO. So I'm going to have to take a look at that because look what they got walking around. Yeah, that's nice. Not a fan of the purple hair anymore, considering the current era and what's happened and all that. But it's forgivable. I mean, geez Louise. And then there's Anthony in a blonde wig and stuff. Once again, what a trooper. He got into the outfit and posed for the image. And here's another one. Again, good Lord. And Anthony had no problem showing up for this one and got in the outfit and did the photo, and we got the shot. And I said, I don't know about the lighting and stuff. You okay with me taking a few more? Yeah, he was fine. And of course, little Anthony, we had to get the DeLorean out, go back in time, get young Anthony to pose for this. This is a cute picture, So there he is, sitting in the chair where he does his show. So, all right, I'm kidding. We didn't use the DeLorean or nothing. We just used the latest in de-aging technology of CGI. And so we had to put all these dots on Anthony's face and all that type of stuff. But look, you can barely tell, it looks like he's really there. Then once again, utilizing AI for a Thanksgiving image, and what a bizarre, surreal, monstrous thing it produced, which I put Anthony and Gavin's faces on. I can't even begin to tell you what the hell this is supposed to be. I was saying, like the Thanksgiving Day's parade, and it's a couple of people watching this, and there's these bizarre floats, and then the entire street appears to be filled with, I guess, pumpkins. I don't know, but yeah. But I it still kind of fits Thanksgiving, I guess. Another Halloween image from Reanimator. There's Anthony as a mad scientist again with a severed head. It's part of the job. It's the work you got to do. And he did. Once again, another thing with Gavin and Anthony as from The Bride of Frankenstein. So they're messing around with a woman's corpse and bringing her back to life. How about that? Sure. Another image of the Circus of the Absurd. So here you have Governor Hulkle in there. Anthony as, this clownish ring there. I think that's actually Jack Nicholson's Joker, but I, put Anthony in it. And then, oh, look, it's AOC. So there you go. Who's the clown here, So the Circus of the Absurd. Yeah. Anthony, here's a cartoon I did as, I guess, Flash Gordon. So there he is with little planets and space floating around. See? It's cute. Anthony in The Matrix, hanging on for dear life because he's the key maker in this scene. And there you go. I mean, who can blame him? Another art-themed thing of Anthony as the Mona Lisa. And oh, look. Adding a touch of surrealism to Mona Lisa and the Anthony Cumia show. And this one for our Halloween AI imagery of doomsday, I suppose, and all these hideous, monstrous, demonic possessed people, I suppose, and then the giant beast in the background. You know, till I see you. And Gavin and Anthony are, oh shit, oh no, and they're running away. And you can't blame them. Another one here is Anthony. I don't know, hanging out in the desert for some dumb reason, and then this big creature. What were you thinking? But don't worry, he got out. He got out. Well, this is inspired from when he streams video games, and the gameplay just doesn't go the way he would like, and will often shout out a certain thing about, let's just say, mother's appendage, and it became a regular feature in those live streams while he's playing the video games. Yeah. Well, I can't remember what film this is from, but you get the idea. Once again, Anthony had no problem, put the wig on, put the suit on, and got ready to do the shot. What a trooper. This one, too, he had no problem with this, got all dressed up and everything. And, of course, it took several shots. I mean, it went on and on and on. But it all worked out. It all worked out. Here's Anthony and Gavin. No, that's not. I can't remember what this is from, but I guess like detectives or whatever. Damn it, I can't remember what it was from. But it's a very serious pose here. Gavin is just pissed and had it, and Anthony's not much happier, so it was a serious moment. Here we go. Again, I still can't remember what, but anyway, Anthony, at the office. Oh yeah. Well, here's a depicting of an event that took place that was of some note. And so I sent that over, where Morning Joe and his wife, Mika, suddenly decided they needed to go have a conversation with the newly elected President Trump. And so they did. And, this is what they had to do. Yeah. I had to be a fly on the wall and all that. Of course. Look, Anthony had to tell her he's in a relationship. So I guess that was good news for Travis, but he looks concerned, but yeah. And he said, look, I'm flattered. I really am, but in a relationship. So here we have someone did this painting of the Nighthawks, the Nighthawk painting, and put the Pulp Fiction characters in it. And I found this other imagery from I forget where and put Gavin and Anthony in that. See? Yeah. It looks cool, I think. Another Halloween image. There's Anthony. And look at the tattoos. So always fun. Had to add for the noir effect of the Venetian blinds in the background, and it all worked out. See? Yeah. Another cartoon of Anthony getting out of the way of the guy who punched Steve Buscemi on the streets of New York. So commemorated that for the show. And there it is. Yeah. This is recent when Opie launched his new podcast, Opie Unleashed. And I thought the contrast was interesting. Anthony, see, there he is. He's all smiles and stuff, having a good old time. Opie, on the other hand, I don't know. Yeah, he almost had the full beard at the time. Every now and then he shaves now. But, yeah. It pretty much tells the story. Anyway, here's some picture. I believe Anthony tweeted this or X'd it or however you put it now, talking about, you know, how the police were allowed to be in the good old days, something of that nature. And, this, they don't make them like that anymore or whatever, or, wouldn't be allowed in New York today or whatever, that kind of thing. So I put Anthony's face on this officer, showing off the attributes of his profession. Yeah. So in that theme, I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to depict Anthony and Gavin as police officers? And so I did, utilizing AI, but also Photoshop, putting them in there. I did put in the prompt Anthony Cumia and Gavin McGinnis, but they didn't really look like them. Gavin was a little closer, but not quite. But I had to Photoshop this in. Once again, Anthony looked more like his some cousin or something, So I had to put Anthony in there with my Photoshop skill. This was a Photoshop image. I mean, a AI image that Anthony tweeted, and it said Anthony as a cowboy or something. And so I went in and Photoshopped this image. I don't know. It looks silly. Here, Anthony hiding behind the chair. Sometimes you get nervous. It could be a lot of people watching, and when you think about it, Anthony looking through a window, you don't know what he's looking at. Come on. Anthony as a pilgrim for Thanksgiving. So, there you go. A cartoon Anthony with, look, the leaves and fall and everything. Anthony as president of the United States with a portrait of Beavis, a bust of Darth Vader, a Starship Enterprise, and look, a portrait of Gavin McGinnis. Well, my goodness, it's perfect. That's how the show would look should he be president. And of course, he would continue doing the show. Wouldn't that be cool? I think so. So there you go. President Cumia. Another President Cumia, but this time from the Civil War movie. So President Cumia expels New York and California from the USA. So, there's more. It's Mannix with Anthony. Some chick isn't wearing underwear, bending over. The detective's office had to add the door in, and then Cumia investigations and all that. Put it all together, and there you go. Just another day in the life of private investigator Anthony Cumia. More noir imagery. So there's, of course, Anthony and Gavin putting in the Venetian blinds for the overall noir look. I don't know what he's just saying. Don't look at me, look at him. I guess, I don't know. So here's a very recent one. This is from the Orson Welles doing the War of the Worlds broadcast. And I thought, I want to look up old radio imagery. So I put Anthony's face on Orson and then changed the logo to WABC because that's who has his new radio show. Yeah. Another one, this was Edward R. Murrow, and put Anthony in there. And once again, the call logo I've changed to WABC. And then here's, this was from some old magazine, I think called Radio News or something like that. And there was some native looking in the window at the guy. So I put Anthony there, had to change up the headphones because his head didn't quite fit the guy in the position it was in. So I had to change that up. And then put Gavin here in the fez, screaming through the window. It works out. These are always fun. A lot of times I've done some with Gavin as Spider-Man, so I'll just put glasses and his beard. And this time, uh, Anthony's in the other one, of course, so I put his hair over the red hood thing. So it's not bad. It's pretty good. Could be a permanent image for the show. More wintry image. This is, I think, from The Revenant. And there's Anthony, uh, you know, looking like he's been put through the ringer here, you know. I forget what this is from. One of the Wes Anderson movies or something like that. But anyway, Rich Compound. There's Anthony, uh, the hotel clerk, Roller Booger took a scene from the Linda Blair movie Roller Boogie. Was on. Hey, they had these roller skating movies in the 70s, so I decided to do a series of images on that. And so there's Anthony with Linda Blair. Of course, rollerball, but I changed it to roller balls. So instead of James Caan, it's Anthony. Roller balls. The Acolyte. Remember that? Yeah. So I decided to put Gavin as the Wookiee and Anthony as what's his name? The guy from Squid Game as the Jedi Master. So there they are. That's about all I did with that, I believe. But worked out. Shogun. So there's Anthony with the glasses and the horse too. So there you go. For the Anthony Cumia Show's tribute to Shogun. Oh, there's Garrett and Steve before Compound was a thing of the past. So I think this was like their last show or something. And I can't remember why I did the bugs and stuff. And then I did mushrooms and but the bugs, I don't know why I did. And then I added that background. I forget what the purpose was, but there you go. There's an image of those two. Another, I think it was Skate Town or something like that. Another roller skate movie. And so there's Anthony and Gavin, and look, it's Marcia, and I think it was Scott Baio. Was in that role anyway? Another roller rink thing, but I changed it to Skank Town. So there you go. And, roller skating. Winter image. So oh boy, the blizzard came through, and boy, it took a while to dig out of that. Of course, Snow White. I've used this image here and there. So put little Snow White from the recent film in Anthony's chair. More wintry imagery. This is from the Abominable Snowman poster art. And I had to move this. I think this is actually from a different poster. And this was actually completely empty. But anyway, there's Anthony's upset that he's got to deal with this Yeti, and who could blame him? Here's Anthony as another science fiction hero. I don't know who this is running up to him, but there he is. Squid Game, of course, came back. So, oh no, what was I thinking? So he's playing the games, Anthony as Superman, and this was another one where it was a Photoshop. Anthony Cumia as Superman, and so it did it, but the guy looked like a Cumia family member, not like actual Anthony. So I had to fix it. Once again, as AI art and whatnot, but it's actually I think I found this somewhere. I don't think, but anyway, it's Anthony as Superman, Gavin as Batman. And there they are, hanging out at Sullivan's, I guess. I don't know. Again, Anthony as Superman from the upcoming film. He seems surprised that he's flying. Again, from the upcoming, there's Anthony as Superman, and Gavin as Lex Luthor. And you can see in the background Metropolis. There's Daily Planet, and the Luthor Corps building, all that good stuff. Cartoon Anthony as a Superman-like character, with I believe, I think this was background art from one of the cartoons of Superman. There you go. Of course, boy, quite the theme of Superman, very consistent. Donald Trump having won, so I thought that would make a nice image. Donald Trump as I don't know, Trump man, I guess. Another one. I didn't even remember this. So there again, from the upcoming movie, Anthony as Superman. Good Lord, how many of these did I do? Anthony as Superman, Gavin as Spider-Man, and you can see beard and glasses on the outside of the mask. I mean, where else are you going to put it? Oh, Anthony doing a musical with these swimmers. Well, actually, it was only this image. So I copied it, split it out, but the pool, I guess it's one of those forever pools. And then the ladies have jumped in. And look, it's Anthony. Anthony at the circus. He's going to be shot out of the cannon. So good luck, Anthony, not as the Shadow, but the Spider. And thugs be damned. That's the message from the Spider. So somebody broke into the safe and stole stuff, so he's pissed and blowing them away. Yeah. This was, the De Niro movie or whatever. So I did Anthony. It's Anthony Cumia as, whatever. I forget the two that it was supposed to be. What was it about? I don't even remember. Anyway, the dual role thing. So it's Anthony talking to Anthony. Oh, yeah. Anthony and Gavin as the Hardy Boys. Remember that show? Yeah. There they go. Here's Anthony as the Shadow. Took the Shadow, this lady from, I can't remember, one of the old sci-fi movies, put her in there. Anthony just shooting up and blowing up something. The background was just this sort of detective's office type thing. I thought it would fit, and it did. And there you go. And then, of course, put Anthony in the role of the Shadow. And, I thought this would make a good cover for a book. So for the Kamala Harris story, From Your Knees to Above the Trees, or something like that, of achieving power and whatnot. And then, look, it's Montel Williams and Willie Brown. So if only she could have won, this might give you an idea of what the Oval Office would look like. Anthony is Johnny Carson, I guess. That's a little cartoon it did. Turned out pretty good. Here's Anthony and Gavin as the men from Uncle, I suppose. And I don't know, this girl just looked like she fit the era, so I put her in there to be a part of the overall scene. More Lord of the Rings with Anthony and Gavin as the hobbits, This one I probably shouldn't have bothered. I mean, it was, it's a painting, of course, so I figured, hey, I'll add on more of the painterly filter, but the resolution was pretty bad. But for some reason, I just thought of them reacting to Anthony being on TV would be funny. I think this had to do, maybe, I don't know if it was a Halloween image or if it was part of winter and movies about being stuck in the snow and stuff, but obviously from The Thing. So Anthony as McCready had to add the beard and stuff, and then Gavin as the Thing, you know. So look out! Oh no. Tony Two Shirts, yes, the Tony Two Shirts show, and a constant conundrum for Anthony is, you know, which shirts. Although he's wearing the exact same shirts that he's holding up, so probably should have been different. So sometimes it's like this blue one that he has, or a black one or charcoal colored one over some T-shirt, you know. But essentially, the two shirts is maintained. And this, I don't know. I kind of think this is probably one of my better Anthony cartoons. Somehow, just seem to catch something in that. Those glasses are wild. Yeah, this was taken from Opie complaining about Anthony's glasses, I think. So, yeah, critiquing his, I don't know, fashion sense, I suppose, something of that nature, and appearance. Yeah, yeah, he was not happy with Anthony's appearance of late. He says, you know, he didn't get it. Anyway, oh yeah, Kevin was going around saying, hey, he's sick of all these guys being tough guys and whatnot. And Anthony was one. And so I decided, hey, let's do an image of Kevin as a tough guy. So he's basically he's at the school grounds. There's a school bus and he's ready to fight, you know? So he's after school, you know, I'm meeting you out in the parking lot or whatever. Let's do this. So that's, there's tough guy Kevin. Yeah. Oh, look, it's Anthony in True Lies. So, yeah. So, you know, you see, there it is. Lord Cumia, the Uncancelled, was the image I came up with. The suit of armor and stuff is AI, and added Anthony in there. But the idea, of course, was with him getting the radio gig is actually quite significant because it seemed like, you know, no one was ever going to offer him anything like that. And I thought, wow, boy, this, if there ever was a telltale sign of the end of cancel culture, this one surely is it, you know. So there he is, Lord Cumia, the uncancelled. Yeah. Here he is. That's actually from the Untouchables, the TV show, Robert Stack. So I put Anthony in it. Again, the noir background and whatnot. And there you go. Means business with a Tommy gun. Halloween imagery, Anthony as Dracula, added the cape and the teeth. And of course, did his eyes, made his ears pointy. And then Gavin became the werewolf. Pretty much kept the glasses and that's it. The Hawaiian shirt and everything, you know. But there you go. Anthony being chased by some harpy for Halloween. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, this was a separate scene. Put Anthony in it. And then she was from some other AI imagery and thought, oh, this will make her go, but and just put her in there. So that's how that came about. One of Anthony's heroes, Beavis, and I can't remember why I did this particular one. Somebody did these lifelike versions of Beavis and Butthead. I mean, that's what they look like. Damn it. Oh, there was some guy causing a ruckus at some like convenience store or something. And he walked away all frustrated and angry, but it looked like he was doing, you know, the cornholio pose like Beavis would do, like walking out of the store. So, suspect Beavis, alias Cornholio, wanted for assaulting cashier. So there you go. I don't know. Anthony and Gavin as mythological heroes. Anthony has a flaming sword, but Gavin has thunderbolts. Oh boy, it's already lighting up Anthony's hand. The hands, of course, typical with AI, didn't look that great, so I had to fix those. And I did. Oh, and I think I did have to add the sword too. Anyway, there you go. Geez, another Superman and Batman. So, Superman and Batman. Gavin didn't know that Anthony was going to fly him above the rooftops of the skyscrapers. So, he's rather shocked. But only for the moment. Well, what else? It's Anthony as Superman and Gavin as Batman breaking through the wall of compound censored. Well, don't worry, it's their property, so they can do what they want. Another surreal looking image. Anthony just, taking a break. Of course, instead of Marlon Brando, it's Anthony, on a bike. Another Deadpool and Wolverine. Here I added the mask. So there's Anthony. It looks like Anthony's got a dip. I don't know what the hell. I was keeping the beard in from Hugh Jackman, but it looks like he's. And of course, yes, another roller skate movie, Xanadu. This is actually, I think, from a Broadway show based on it, because it's not Olivia Newton-John. But there's Anthony in the movie, although he doesn't have roller skates. I don't know. But anyway, Xanadu. Oh, is that it? The last one. That's it. Yeah. Well, all right then. There we go. Your little tour of Nailsin art for the Cumia show. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that something? I think so. Okay. I'll go to commentary. I guess I'll go ahead and put this here. I'll go ahead and turn that on. So it's me. Hi, it's me. Okay. Boy, it's a lot of chatter since I took leave. Wawa is Helen Keller's favorite store. Damn, trying to chat fast while I work. And it's a problem. Jackie Nodak, that makes sense. Hell at Nodak. Oh, because water is pronounced Wawa. LOL. Actually, I appreciated no one getting that joke. I didn't feel alone for once. Is that? Jackie Pell, I think it's because everything HK said sounded like Wawa. Oh, Helen Keller. Yeah. Caddy Thurgood. Anthony Cumia is hilarious. Oh, yes. Pellel says, LOL. Anne Frank in the joke doesn't make a lick of sense, says Nodak. You mean Wawa? Well, yeah, I don't know. Jackie, those drawings are super cute, Doug. I wish you had merch. Well, I do. I just promoted it. You're right. I need to promote that a bit more. But the comic books are available at indieplanet.com. You can look up Night Night, Sun King, and one I did for a friend called Etc. Woman. But look up Night Night on there, and you'll get some of my comics. More on the way. One based on Dabbleverse characters. Submitted it to the printer. Haven't gotten my preview copy yet to make sure everything's fine. And then whenever they can get it on there, it'll be on the store. in print or digital, however you prefer. Pell Sauron's brown eye. Good Lord. Jackie, that shoop of Cumia is very well done, Doug. Why, thank you. Pell, I wish I had that Photoshop skill. Yeah. Jackie, same Pell. Pell, nice. She's young and busty. Right in his wheelhouse. Oh, yes. Jackie, there is a non-zero chance that Greta image is in Cumia's spank bank. Pell and Jackie, LOL, probably right. Jackie, Pell, it's funny to me that Cumia has the hots for Greta, but keeps tweeting about how ugly and fat Sydney Sweeney is. Really? I seem to recall him checking out her trying on new panties video. Come on. I mean, Sydney Sweeney. Pell, he says that about Sydney Sweeney. He's going blind in his old age. Yeah, I don't know what turned him on that. Berg Snake, Count Cumia strikes again. Pell, Anthony as the devil is how Opie sees him. Well, yeah, I guess. Jackie Pell, yeah, it's weird. Missy is shaped like a fridge and isn't especially cute. Oh, well, now I'm just not going to stand for this. This is terrible. But the internet is full of gross guys talking about how they'd reject women who are way out of their leagues. Yeah, it does happen. But, geez, I don't recall him doing. But anyway, Anthony looks better with Doug's Photoshop facial hair. Pell, Jackie, it's probably sour grapes. They say that to save face, but he'd fall on himself if she looked in his direction. I know I would. Jackie Pell, Sydney Sweeney is almost 28, so 15 years too old for college. Pell, I also think Missy does have a cute face. Yeah, Missy's cute. I think Missy's cute. Jackie, spelling it diversity, diversity is a nice touch, Doug. Yeah. Fella looked like an old Plymouth Fury. Looks like an old Plymouth. Oh, in the picture, with Anthony checking out the chick strapping up her shoes. Jackie Catbot. Yeah. Or Meowbot, something like that. Saint Ranger, one of my favorite people hosting one of my all-time favorite shows, and a great cat crowd, too. Well, I think he's Saint Ranger. Saint Ranger says, howdy, everyone. Nodak says, Kierwax. Got Kierwax? Then you need the key. Pell says hi to Saint Ranger. Saint Ranger says hi. Pell, the elf that also played the Smith character. Oh, yeah. Agent Smith in The Matrix, right? Yeah. Hugo Weaving. From, yeah. Blase Fair. I would have assumed Gavin would have been Blade. Well, it's still possible. Jackie says, hi, Saint Ranger. Saint Ranger, I'm seeing a pattern here. Yeah, a lot of superheroes. Gee, I wonder how that happened. It's almost as if somebody's got a thing about comic books or whatever. Jackie, Anthony, Gavin, Pat, and Gold as the Golden Girls would be a funny shoe. Yeah, I could do that. The Golden Guys. Saint Ranger, yeah. Pell, those horses look high on drugs. Could be. Pell, there's Beavis. Yeah. Poor Beavis. May he rest in peace. Oh, that's neat. Well, there was a portrait of Beavis, yes, on the wall when Anthony was president. But little Neo was in the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones. Yeah. Nodak Sherlock Holmes. Was it? Was that? Did they do? Oh yeah, they did that episode from the new Sherlock Holmes show where they said it in the actual time. That must be the images I was using. Yeah. Pale Ant Trek 2 Wrath of Hughes. Yeah. That's a good thought. Yes, I could make Opie. Pale Ant looks like a dried out John Wayne in that one. Jackie, I'd love to see Anthony and Gavin Shooped as Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis in Some Like It Hot. Yeah, that's a thought. Jackie, is that Anthony or Brother Joe? I don't think I had any Brother Joe in this set. Looks like Ant, yeah. Pell LOL, or the Odd Couple, yeah. I've done the Odd Couple. I'm trying to think. I might have done one of those for when Artie Lang was co-hosting with Anthony for a while. I think so. Anyway, Jackie Pell, yeah, I deleted my question. I've never seen him look so much like Joe. Jack, well, they are brothers. Pell Odd Couple would also be, yeah. Okay. He's like the Mona Lisa. Nodak, Skate Town, USA. Yes, that was the film. Nodak, Doug sure loves Superman. Yeah. How'd you figure that out? Pell, if she had that rack, I would have voted for her. Now, come on. You can't think with, Wes Cagle, Anthony Cumia is funny as fuck. This is true. This is true. Hey, Thompson, don't worry, Doug. I'll get you around the tariffs. Okay. Wes Cagle, a place where nobody dared to go. The love that we came to know. They called it Xanadu. Dun, 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 dun. 4 a.m. Thompson. Doug, is it 4 a.m.? Not yet. Hey, Thompson, are we monetized yet? Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not monetized on YouTube yet. No. I'm afraid that's going to be a while. Maybe indefinitely. Well, you just never know about these things. I know I don't. I mean, I'm putting in the hours. All right. There you go. You had a tour of Cumia Show art. And I'll have to do this again because I'm still making them. So I need to organize that file because some of those I'm pretty sure were as far back as 2023. And so I'll do that. And eventually probably come back to this end of the year. I got a bunch I've done for the thumbnails of Doomcock's show, so I could do one on that. And then have done quite a few. I'm pretty sure I've already done a stream for Pat Dixon, but here lately, don't do a lot. He's got his own imagery that he uses for latest fuck. But what the hell? I can do. There's a bunch of photoshops of Pat Dixon, and eventually need to just go back to a lot of the original. I still have all those in files. I can go all the way back where he was still with the Opie and Anthony show. I did a couple of them there before, the Times Square incident, and kept carried on doing it with Opie and Jim. But, well, we know how that turned out. And then eventually it's just all Anthony for the most part. And then some of the other compound shows did quite a few of them over the years. So there's plenty of stuff to do one of these little tour shows on. So, hey, got that to look forward to. Anywho, I got to go record some stuff for our Nailsin show and that sort of thing. So thanks for stopping by and checking out me and my live streaming and endeavors. So I guess that'll bring us to a close. And I'll see you all next time when. Oh, wait, there's a few more chats. I think they should monetize you immediately. Well, I do too, but I don't have any pull with YouTube. Wes Cagle says, yuck, FooTube. Oh, well, I haven't checked out FoodTube, but according to Wes Cagle, it sounds yucky. A. Thompson, do you use Lightroom to organize your art? Nope. Pat Dix, A. Thompson, Pat Dixon fad is over. Karmic X is the future. Huh? Jackie, thanks for the hang and tour, Doug. Well, you're very welcome, Jackie. Pellel, good night, everyone. And indeed, good night, everyone. All right. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So there we go. I'll talk to you again when I can, as soon as I can. But in the meantime, enjoy this little ending song that I have for you, the people.
Watch Mr. Nailsin draw. Listen to him tell his tales. See what you saw. All whistles and bells. Behold, Mr. Nailsin's art. Hear what has to say from the very start. Beyond the end of the day, after late as fuck. What else is there? Admit it, you're stuck. But Mr. Nailsin don't care. Watch Mr. Him tell his tales. Let's see what you saw. All whistles and bells. Behold, Mr. Nailsin's art. Hear what has to say from the very start. From the very start. Beyond the end of the day. After late as fuck. What else is there? Admit it, you're stuck. But Mr. Nailsin don't care. Don't care.